Welcome to Fibocan's YouTube channel. I am Prabhu KB, CEO of Fibocan. As you are aware, Fibocan is into the business of enabling wealth. We enable wealth through training, coaching, mentoring, enabling clients devise their investment strategies through our technology products and solutions Victory, innovative investment strategies, SOFR, Sonifer and Baumits. They are very powerful and efficient strategies and work on all conditions. In every video, we discuss what happened, why it happened, what will happen, why, when and how it will happen. Which is why I request everyone to watch the video till the end, click the bell icon, encourage your friends and known person to subscribe. Today is November 19, 2022, Saturday. As always, Saturdays, Fridays we don't put any videos because Thursday option expiry is over. So Saturdays we give global market videos. In this video, as always, we discuss about the global markets, currencies and commodities performance for the week of November 14, that is Monday till November 18, Friday, that is till yesterday. Before we analyze the details, let's look at the closing rates. Dow closed flat, precisely flat, 33,747.18, just 2 points low or up, somewhere around the same level as that of last week. Nasdaq closed 1.5% down at 11,146, while S&P closed 0.7% down at 3965.34. FTSE on the other hand closed around 0.9% up, 7385.52. So what had happened? If you analyze, last week there was a solid green candle that all the indices formed in the weekly chart. So we told that after such a move, obviously there will be some profit takings that will happen, which is why we will see some pullbacks that is coming in. That has worked out perfectly, and in this week, that is why either we saw the strong indices Dow, where we saw at more or less at the same level, while S&P and Dow closed slightly below. Now what is happening? In the monthly chart, Dow is just above the exponential moving average and Bollinger middle band in the monthly chart, while in the Nasdaq and S&P are below the exponential moving average. So hence, in this month, S&P looks like it is going to form a doji or a hanging man or a hammer type of candle. Obviously, last month was the first green candle, and this month if it forms a doji, and normally it is a continuation pattern, but we cannot be sure. So we have to see how the weekly is rolling up and daily is rolling up. In the weekly charts, as I said, like this is how the structure is. In the daily, in the case of Dow, it is just hovering at the same level where it is. It is just the upper band is going and it is above the middle band. So while in the S&P and Nasdaq in particular, it is just trying to come near the middle band. So hence, like there is a indecisiveness that we can see in all time frames. Hence, if somebody were to put their neck and say, where Dow or Nasdaq will go next month, it is very difficult. If somebody is able to say, it is purely out of luck. And we don't believe in luck. We believe in ourselves and God. God has given intelligence to us to analyze. So looking at the facts, looking at the projections, it is very difficult to say. We have to wait for the month to be over, how it forms. But one thing is for sure, there will be a directional move that is going to come in December or in January, and it is going to be one direction and strong move on that particular direction. That is very clear. That is becoming obvious. So we have to wait and see. CBOE VIX at 23.12, it is trending down. It is also closed at the same level as that of last week, but it is moving down in the weekly, monthly and daily chart, which is a good indicator, and hence we expect it to go down, which is good from a volatility perspective. But it doesn't tell that whether the market is bullish or bearish. Okay, many people infer this to bullishness and bearishness, which is not correct. Next is dollar index. Dollar index at 106.855 formed bullish piercing pattern. Last week it formed a solid red candle, after which it formed a bullish piercing pattern. So we are told that 105.3 will act as a very strong support. It went all the way below at 105.303, the low it formed in this week, and then it moved up. So now in the weekly, it has formed a reversal, kind of a reversal candle. You cannot say it can be a continuation pattern also. We have to see how the up move is happening in the next week. In the monthly chart, it, as we said, the 105.3 is nothing but the exponential moving average in the monthly chart. That will act as a very strong support in the near term. However, in the daily, it is trying to move. Why? When we looking at that, we feel that the closure is somewhere going to be for this month is going to be 104.90 on the lower side to 109.30. Somewhere it has to close within this broad level that we are given. Euro, when we analyze the individual components, Euro versus USD at 1.0324, it formed a spinning top after solid big green candle last week. So what it signifies, formed a solid green candle and what was going near the upper band. There it formed a spinning top. It is a kind of a indecision. It is an indecision. But whether it is going to be a reversal or not, we have to wait and see how it is going to form. When I analyze the 5-hour and 1-hour component and one-day chart, it looks like there is a sideways drifting sideways movement that is coming in. If that continues for some time, this will be a reversal, that candle that it formed in the weekly chart. In the monthly, once again, it is just going up, and as we said last month, exponential moving average is going to act as a, which is at 1.0422, will act as a strong resistance. It has to break above that and go and stay above that decisively. Otherwise, we will see a reversal coming in. Same is the story with GBP and USD, which is at 1.1839. Here the exponential moving average is 1.3138. It formed a slightly better green candle in the weekly chart, which can be called as a continuation pattern, but you cannot be sure because but the daily chart, it doesn't show that drifting as that of Euro versus USD. Hence, GBP is relatively strong against USD. That is what we infer from this. Here again, 1.2138 is the exponential moving average in the monthly chart. It has to break past that and go above for it to have a strong up move. USD versus JPY, it is at 140.37. It formed in the weekly, it formed a solid green candle, just below the middle band, just below the Bollinger middle band and exponential moving average. Monthly, the exponential moving average is just exponential moving average and is at 134.76, which we said last week itself. It has to go below that. Unless otherwise it goes below that, we will not be able to see reversal. But when I analyze the individual daily component, daily chart, it shows that it has reversed from the lower end of the Bollinger Band and it is going up, which signifies that JPY is relatively weak against USD. In fact, I would say the weakest amongst the three, Euro or GBP or JPY. JPY is the weakest amongst the three against dollar, and next is Euro, which is weak, which signifies that the dollar index fall will not be below this 105.30, which we saw this week. USD versus INR 81.545. Last week it formed a solid red candle. Thereafter, in this week it formed a solid green candle and it erased all the losses, and also it closed above the exponential moving average and the Bollinger middle band in the weekly chart, which implies that the downtrend is arrested, and hence we might have some sideways movement probably the next week, and the week after will form a decisive move. If that happens, probably, who knows, the 9th month again it may go and touch the Bollinger upper band in the monthly chart. Now it has formed a solid red candle like in the JPY, but with a long lower leg, because it went down and it has gone up. So we have to see how it is going to form, but looks like this 81.3, the lows that it touched 80.30 is going to be a low for the foreseeable future. That is what we are seeing. US 10-year yield at 3.829. Here again we told last week itself 3.5 will act as a strong support. Last week it formed a Last week it formed a solid red candle. This week it formed a spinning top. So with a long lower leg. Still it is above the exponential moving average. As long as it is above the exponential moving average, we cannot expect meaningful downfall coming. Hence, we have to see that 3.5 or 3.6 levels will act as a very strong support for US 10-year yield. We have to see whether it is able to break. But looking at the daily chart, I don't see that it is going to break that easily. Now, Brent and NYMEX 87.30 Brent and NYMEX at 80.20. Weekly it formed a solid red candle, and in the daily chart it has formed something very interesting. It formed the high for this month is higher than the previous month for both the crudes, that is Brent as well as WTI NYMEX. The high is higher than the previous month's high. The low is lower than the previous month's low. So normally if that happens, the move on one side will be very strong, because it can form strong bearish bar or strong bullish bar. But looks like it is on the downside, and hence we expect it to close below 84 levels. In fact, we had expected it to close above that level last week, but now looking at the type of candle that it has formed in the weekly and monthly, and also daily it is drifting down and going below, we expect it to close below 85, 84 levels for Brent and 90 levels for Brent and 85 levels for NYMEX. That is what we expect for the month. Thank you very much.